All right. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Let's see if the stream is working. All right, let me get this link out. Let me see. All right. Stream seems to be working. I'm going to change the setting on this, but. Because I know you're going to be able to hear kiddos in the background. You know, they offer noise cancellation and suppression on here, but it sucks. Test this one out. Gonna have a guest come on potentially if I can get this working for him. What's up, Sean? Gonna have a guest come on potentially if I can get this working for him. All right. I mean, the video looks good. All right. Get this sent out and get started. It's Quad Witching Day. Everybody knows what that means. If you're here on X, if you could please like and retweet the stream, would greatly appreciate it. All right, get everything sent out here. X is being weird on my end. There it is. Now it shows the live again. It is recorded as always. So if you could please like and retweet the stream, more people can find it later on, watch the recording, and look at the educational content and everything that we are going to be looking at today. Let me get Alanger over here. Let's see if I can get this working for him. Copy invite link. Let's go to the DMs. It's going down in the DMs. All right, that should work. See if we can get him in here. Valdi is down. Vix is up. Going to be a bloody day. That's what Sean says. What do you think, Sean? We dumping? Is it a downtrend day? I think we're going to have a bloody day too. Potentially. It's setting up for one. We'll see. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, we got people on the YouTube channel today. What's up? What's up? William, Albert, what's up? Appreciate you. All right. Let's see if we can get my man's in here and see what he's up to. Oh, I think he's here. Let's see. See if I can bring him in. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
I can see that you're here, but I cannot hear you.
Oh no, hold on.
Means you might have to change the settings for your output. Spy's getting a nice pop here. Market open, by the way.
Can you hear me now?
All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Works better because I can't trade from my phone and listen on X. Let's have a great day. How can you make it like this? Like the space setup so I can listen while on the trading app? I got no idea. Good morning. Good morning. Spy with the Ripper out. Oh, you can hear him? Why can't I hear him? Oh, is he talking right now? I'm just talking over top of him. Let me see.
Oh wait,
Hold on.
is my audio going through?
Let me go to my phone. Good morning. Spy with the Ripper out. Oh, you can hear him? Why can't I hear him? Oh, is he talking right now? I'm just talking over top of him. Let me see.
Oh wait,
Hold on.
is my audio going through?
Oh, I can hear him on my phone, but I can't hear him here on the stream. Oh, okay. It's something on my end. That is my fault, brother. Hold on. I think I know what it is. My audio, the audio output. Let me put my AirPods in and see if I can change my audio output to my AirPods. And then be able to hear you. Give me 1 second. Guarantee you that's what it is. Settings, video, audio output. Oh, it won't pick up the AirPods. Here. Let me just change it to MacBook Air speakers real quick to double check. Are you there?
Yo, can you hear me now?
What's up, man?
There we go.
God, that's my fault. I had the wrong setting.
That's all right. I was seeing my thing move, and I was like, I wonder what's going on, because I always have issues with my audio, so I assumed it was me.
Hopefully, because I'm going to run it through the speakers on the laptop, it's not going to echo through my microphone. Let me go double check on the stream. Make sure we're not echoing. Oh, I can hear him on my phone, but I can't hear him on the stream. Oh, okay. It's something on my end. That is my fault, brother. Hold on. I think I know what it is. My audio. Let me fast forward this.
Assumed it was me.
Hopefully, because no, we're good. All right, we're good. All right. Good morning, my man. How you doing?
Good. How you doing today?
Doing all right. It is quad witching day, so
It is.
you're probably going to hear some quad witching babies in the background.
That's all right.
Outside my door, this Restream has a noise cancellation feature, and I don't even know if it honestly works at all, because when I watch the recordings, I can hear them in the background the entire time my microphone's on. So, but what are you watching this morning?
I got a couple things. Boeing is one of my main watches for more upside. Got a nice weekly reversal going. Haven't hit the target yet. And then we got an inside day yesterday, as most things did. So inside day to confirm the week. If we take out yesterday's high, we'll be looking for more upside. Weekly target's like 178. So if it really gets moving today, we got about $6 of range to catch on that.
Another thing too is what Restream allows us to do is you can actually put your chart on the screen, and we can kind of go back and forth. There should be, you should have a setting probably at the bottom of your screen that has like a little desktop icon. Mine says press H, and I can share my tab or screen, and you can do that and then share like your whatever. If you're on TradingView, your tab, and then here we go. So then it notifies me. Boom, I just saw that. So then I can go over here, and then I can hit this little button, and boom, there's your chart live on the screen. So now if you're ever talking about something like Boeing here and you want to give us the breakdown on it, I can toggle over here and we can look at your chart.
Awesome.
So you said you're looking for upside potentially on Boeing?
Yeah. If we look at the weekly's moving. Boeing kind of braved the gap down that a lot of things got this morning. So a little relative strength there. A couple other airline names are also going crazy recently, like Southwest, LUV. And then, yeah, just the fact that it's not gapping below its low, even though most of the names on the indexes are, is good.
I always have like a 50-50 shot when I trade Boeing. Like,
yeah, it's a little iffy.
The timing sometimes gets me. Is I'll just get stopped out before the move happens. The contracts will end up just stopping me out, either percentage or dollar amount wise, and it really hasn't even made the move to either invalidate my technical analysis on it. It's just sometimes it just takes a while. But when it starts to go, Boeing can get really explosive freaking moves in a direction when it starts to fire.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm grabbing a little starter on it right now. We got a 5-minute hammer reversal here, so grabbing just like a very small position. The intention here, the way that I do it, is I'll get like a fraction of my position in early on a very low time frame, and then as it starts reconfirming the higher time frames, any possibility of adding to the position, I'll average up the whole way.
Okay.
Instead of averaging down. So it's kind of backwards to what most people generally do.
I mean, but if you have the conviction, and what you're kind of doing is you're just getting your foot in the door for the trade, and when you really start to see it validate your reason behind it, then you're just laying into it and just adding the rest of the position, because I mean, the move that you're expecting for where you want it to go, I mean, averaging kind of up into it, like I said, laying into that trade, I mean, when it's all said and done, you're going to have a higher reward than what your risk would have been anyways. So
definitely. I'm up 20% on the
I was going to say, it just got a nice candle upside right after you talked about it.
Yeah, so the beauty of that is now we triggered the daily reversal now too with that. We took out yesterday's high. So we can either add here, we can wait for a little corrective activity and get back in on that if we look at like a lower time frame. But the beauty is now we've got the winning position, so stop loss immediately at break even. So the best trades just immediately go for us. If this is just going to be a runner, then we're going to win hard. But if not, at this point, we're risking nothing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is like getting in the initial position early. When it starts working, if it doesn't work, perfectly, which most trades aren't gonna, what happens is if you want to trim on like slower time frame reversals back in, you can do that and then protect whatever your average up position is. You just reduce your stop by your gains. And then you can go a little red on whatever your add is, but it will keep you break even overall in the trade. So it's just about playing defense once you go green.
That's exactly what sometimes I'll do is I'll get like a starter position on something and give myself room to add, obviously. And if it starts to go in my favor, and I'm up, 15, 20, 25%, I'm like, okay, any other normal trade, like if I'm up, 20, 25%, I'd be taking a trim. So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take that trim. And then majority of the times, stop loss goes back down to break even. But then what I can do is with that little trim that I got on the starter position, if it starts to come back to break even, it pulls back a little bit more. I can risk the profits from that safety trim that I got to let it kind of, if it keeps on going against me, just give myself a little wiggle room to be patient and see if it continues to hold the technical analysis to be valid. And just risk that profit. And if I end up losing that profit, then when it's all said and done, there was no win, no loss. It was just a break-even trade, and then just move on to the next one or re-enter again when the setup becomes valid.
Exactly.
Looking good here. Look at this next candle on BA. Look at these.
Yeah, you see on the 1 minute. So we triggered the day, then immediately after, the second candle after that, we got slight lower lows there, and then candle closed green. So failed 2 down. Anybody that knows the strat, that's like your corrective activity after taking the day.
I'm taking a trim right here.
Yeah, not bad. We're about to hit our daily target, which is good. At this point, we'll protect the position even more. But we're going for a lot more. We're going for like 177 immediately to flip the month green, and then 178.40. With these two, big green day, inside day, then green day to follow. It's what's called a inside measured move. So you generally expect the move previously to the inside day to reoccur the day after. Because again, inside bars are just like consolidation, indecision, generally just an agreement of price. There's daily target. So if we start falling back under lower low in the 1 minute, will get me to trim. And then, the rest are just runners at this point.
Oh my goodness. These contracts are exploding.
Yeah, we're up about 60%.
Oh yeah. Oh so, my God, no way.
That's the thing is when these work, they work really well like this. So
my
like yesterday, we got almost 7% underlying. We would hope for that same move. Maybe not 7%, but the same range. So like another $11 day. But yeah, I'm going to take a little trim here as we start coming back under the daily.
I just typed it in the Discord up 50% right now. I got in obviously just slightly behind you there. I took the 175s.
I actually went with the 180s.
Nice.
We're looking way up there. But yeah, pretty nice off rip. I want to quickly, we have a little free time here and we're check the other positions, see what the other daily setups are doing. Looks like we picked the right one. All my other stuff is either not moving or is failing against what its daily signal is. So BA is the place to be. And this was the one that caught my attention the most when I was doing some scans yesterday. But we are looking good.
Yeah, it is. Someone asked, what chart is this? This is BA. This is Boeing.
Yep.
That's what we're
check out LUV as well. See if the sympathy play is working. Not as much. Looks like
SPY's popping up here.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall back on SPY once we're done with Boeing. All the other airlines are pretty much not moving, so gonna be cautious here.
Delta actually had a nasty move to the downside.
Yes. Yeah, that might get really ugly for them. They're setting up inside week as well, so that's going to be one for next week. If all the airlines, outside of Boeing are going to continue to drop. So kind of hawking the 1 minute here. As soon as we get a lower low, that's the first sign of reversal for us. I will reduce just to runners. Yeah, so we got that reduced down. The rest are just going to go break even. And this one either runs all the way to our weekly target at 178, or we just let it drop, and we take what we've got.
Brian, so for Fridays, if you're in the premium Discord, I mean, all the other analysts usually will just kind of do their normal thing. For me on Fridays, it's different because, like Boeing right here, I mean, most of these trades are all going to be 0 DTE. In my opinion, using my alert bot that I have in the Discord to send a trade on 0 DTE contracts, I think I just think it's dumb that a lot of people do that, because by the time I enter into the trade and then I send the trade for 0 DTE, by the time someone gets notified of it, pulls up their broker, goes to it, I mean, the contracts, they're not anywhere near the same. So, and then on Fridays, again, Fridays for me is trading with profits that you make Monday through Thursday. Friday is mainly just more, I wait till the end of the day on Fridays to see how weeklies are closing for potential swings. So the last 2 hours of the day is very important for me, and that's what I look for swings. Intraday, it's just I'm live streaming in the Discord, or I'm live streaming, here on X and YouTube, and just doing more educational, just things, just talking with people, doing back and forth Q&A, looking at charts, giving my 2 cents on what things they want to look at. If we see setups, then quickly get in, quickly get out with 0 DTE trades. That's usually how my Fridays end up going. It's very different from Monday through Thursday. Let me toggle this back over real quick.
So a little 1 minute hammer reversal there. We're starting to move back up. We'll see if we can get some expansion even higher right now. There we go.
Whoa! 175 is on BA, about to get in the money.
Yeah, hold on to your seats.
Please put your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Boeing is going to 175.
You can also look back generally for these moves. Look back and just look at any previous daily highs that haven't been reclaimed. In this situation, all we have is the weekly target. We just had this giant outside day here that sent it lower. So we don't have too many daily pivots to look for in terms of like where are we going on the way up, but sometimes we would, and we would look at those as like, where's the next stop before another corrective move. So corrective oneer here.
Let me toggle this back over real quick, see if that fixes it. Your mic was kind of cutting in and out for me.
Oh, got you.
I'm not sure if it's me or if it's just Restream. Restream freaking sucks sometimes, though. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Restream. But let me switch over here real quick, switch gears. I mean, SPY ain't even doing nothing.
Yeah.
SPY is... So SPY's in a 4-hour squeeze as of right now. So it broke trend line, you'll see right here. And all we're doing is just retesting this big key area that I have. There's a 4-hour squeeze, and the MACD just flipped downside. There's still 2 hours left, but so my opinion for SPY, if SPY continues to come down here and falls underneath, let me go back to the 5-minute real quick. 557.3. SPY loses 557.3 today. I think that can start the nasty move down. It really needs to hold down here in this zone right here to get a move back up. SPY really needs to reclaim back above 564, 565, which will be this zone right up here, to really start to get the bullish momentum, back up near the 570s. So, and obviously you got your big midpoint area right here around 562. SPY had like a massive bear flag breakdown pre-market. The VIX just fell as well. So you got the Vol-D going lower. You got ADD going lower. So you have the trifecta here, all going downside. You got VIX that just had a red candle downside, and you got SPY sitting down here near the lows. So it's, I mean, risk to reward, honestly. I mean, it's looking better for a long down here, obviously off support. You don't want to be chasing short down here off these lows, but I mean, SPY really hasn't gone anywhere. Let me check. Someone said his mic is messed up. It's not just me. Okay.
Oh, is it?
It just comes through like very staticky and like robotic-y.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't have a real mic. It's just off my computer, my laptop, so understandable. Use my Boeing profits to go get a mic today.
Let's see. Here we go. BA about to get 175. Where are these contracts at? Contracts are at 194, 190. Here we go. Come on. These can get the 210.
Yeah, we're still looking pretty good.
About to be 100%. You got to be close.
Yeah, I'm about 90 right now. I took next week, so I didn't take zero dated. So if these actually start moving a lot more, you're actually going to be up a lot more than I will. Because you said you took zero dated, right?
Yeah. I took the 175s. The 0 DTEs.
Yeah, you're going to be hitting those multi-hundreds a lot quicker than I will.
What's IWM doing? Nothing, going a little bit lower. Someone said Tesla looking strong. We'll look at Tesla. So another thing too with Friday's Tesla. Hey, that's where my average is at for my shares that I've been adding. So I've been adding shares on Tesla from 255 down to 220. I believe my average is 240. Let me actually go pull up the Boeing 175 calls in the money.
Yeah, we're moving.
Shout out to the man here, just coming on here for the first time, even though we can barely hear him right now because of his mic. But it's oh my goodness. Okay. 110% on the BA 175s, 0 DTEs. I'm going to close majority of the last of these right here. Only had a few contracts, obviously, because it's 0 DTEs, but nevertheless, what amazing freaking move here.
Yeah, I could have asked for a better move off rip. We still haven't had a 5-minute reversal, which is the time frame I entered on. So, no 5-minute lower low means no exit. Had a little bit of corrective movement here on the 1 minute, you can see, but we know it's corrective because our 5 minutes unchanged. We're still just going up, no lower lows.
Tesla and PLTR getting nice pops. Yeah, Tesla is I got a level right up here, so, and also previous day high. So here, if I move this level, you'll see that little blue line that's right here, and it says PDH. So that's previous day high. Automatically marks it on the chart. Look over here, look left. This pre-market high right up here on Tesla. So got a little bit of a potential resistance. It's already getting a little red candle right off of that. I have a level up here near 242, small order block as well. So it's a good spot to potentially be looking at trims. If you are long on the Tesla, SPY is still just chilling down there, not even worried about it. VIX getting a little bit of a pop, Vol-D going lower. Again, I'm not even too worried about that. But for the people here on the stream, again, if you could like and retweet the stream if you're here on X, it is recorded. You'll be able to look at this later on and look at the charts and educational content that we talked about. We got a lot more things, obviously, to look at, but 2,000 people already on here. Appreciate you guys just coming on and hanging out today on this FAFO Friday, Quad Witching Friday. Use this time again, Fridays is more chill and laid back for me. Tesla is just freaking going right here. You have another high level right up here. Let me mark this real quick. But what was that, like 244.6 to 245? This thing's ripping. Boeing's still going. Oh my God, Boeing. But Fridays are more laid back. So if there's any charts that you want us to look at, this is the time. This is just a live Q&A time as well. If you want us to look at NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, or if you're in a trade, or if you're looking to get into one and you want our 2 cents, just our opinion on the chart and what we see there, this is the time. Go ahead and put it in the chat here. And we'll be able to, I got it all pulled up right here, and I can put it right up here onto the screen, just like so, with Raymond here, with Tesla and PLTR getting nice pops. You can put them on here. We'll look at things together and figure this shit out. So, again, this is just a fun Friday to kind of hang out, look at some charts. Let's look at PLTR real quick. PLTR Morningstar. This is a nice reversal candle right down here off these lows. So it hit Monday low right down here. It reclaimed previous day low, and then it reclaimed the MMK zone all right here within these 3 candles. Those 3 candles together put something called a Morningstar reversal, which is what you want to see at the bottom of a downtrend for a reversal to go back to the upside. That right there that's an A+ freaking setup right there for me. I would have absolutely smacked calls the second that candle closed right there. And 9 times out of 10, I always say it with evening stars and morning stars. So for a morning star, 9 times out of 10, that next candle is going to be green. And a huge ripper here on PLTR above pre-market highs. You got an order block and another high up here around 88.25. And then Monday high and previous day high lines up with an MMK zone that's around 89.3 to 89.8. So again, if you're looking at PLTR for upside, 88.3, 88.80, and then 89.3 and 89.80. Those are next 4 levels of potential resistance upside. Let's see. Someone said Amazon, please. Yeah, absolutely. We'll look at Amazon.
Amazon was actually on my list for today, but was for downside. But obviously, we're not getting that with the indexes being gapped down by right now. Which, by the way, we have a possible reversal coming on SPY. Just watching.
Ooh. I mean, Amazon does not look the best for upside.
I would agree.
I mean, look at the daily. I mean, it's holding on for dear life above 190 psych level, but there hasn't been any kind of confirmation really and strong, buying pressure of anything that shows me that they're trying to send this thing back higher. The only bull case I can think of, and it's not even 100%, but you have like this move down right here. You can have something potentially called a diamond bottom, which I do see this potentially setting up because it just put in this higher low over here on the 4-hour. You could see this potential diamond bottom right here, which this is usually leads to a bull case. Get a move back up here maybe to the 200 202 area, but that's the only thing that I see potentially setting up. Is it's holding the 190 psych level And here on the 4-hour, it is putting in a higher low. It's only halfway through this candle, so anything can happen. But I mean, obviously, it looks a little bit more weak than it looks strong. But I mean, I did long Tesla or not Tesla, Amazon yesterday just for an intraday move. But let's look at the weekly. I mean,
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Boeing's about
that's
to go momentum hammer on the 5-minute, meaning if we take out previous 5-minute hammer highs, could get exponentially better. And then also if we take out past 5-minute lows, I'm going to reduce to literally one contract and just let that go to break even or Valhalla.
So you got this zone here on Amazon, and it's holding it right now. For me, honestly, I think once it really starts to reclaim back above the 201.50, 202 area, I would say that I can take that back up for this overextended move back up to these EMAs, probably push it closer to 208, 210. But I mean, until then, you don't really have confirmation this thing's going higher. But you have a little bit higher risk of trying to short it down here at the lows after this big move downside. So for me, for Amazon, I mean, I'll day trade it here and there. So like yesterday, I took the calls literally right here. I took the calls right here on Amazon and got the nice rip upside, and it retraced the move all the way downside. Do I care? No. I got 40% on these were April 17s at that, because if it did turn into a swing trade to get the move up to the 201.50, 202 area, it allowed me to have more time on my contracts. And then if that was the move that it needed to carry on into today and then next week, if it was bullish to get to 210, I had the perfect contracts. I was in 210s for April 17 for that to happen. But it reversed the move intraday, and I got stopped out of the rest, and that's that. And we're doing nothing. We're literally back. This is the exact same spot where I took calls yesterday on Amazon. It's on my other chart, but I have a level. It's like 194.8 something. It's like right here. And that candle closed yesterday above it, and I'll be able to draw this trend line too. Right there. That candle, this candle right there. That's where I took my calls yesterday. Amazon is literally just right back at it, and it just rejected it. So it's, for me, Amazon is it's kind of in no man's land. You can kind of trade upside and downside, honestly, but looking at the bigger picture, there's no confirmation of upside just yet. Everything is still looking very, very weak. Someone said look at SPY and Qs. SPY ain't doing nothing, my man. I wish it was, but it looks like a bear flag that's literally about to break through this support and just fall off the face of the earth. But the 5-minute candles, they're going up to the EMAs, they're coming back down to support, and they've done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times so far. There's nothing there for me. Qs does look slightly stronger than SPY. Qs is actually in a 4-hour squeeze. See, look at Qs. Like, this just looks disgusting. Qs is in a 4-hour squeeze that is about to start curling to the downside. So, I mean, is this just a giant bear flag right here on Qs? I mean, is this all that it is? And then Qs is literally going to break this bear flag and come straight back down here later today to 468. I mean, I think that's definitely a possibility. It's just, don't get caught in the chop. I think we are going to see a big move today. I think it potentially is going to be in the last 1 or 2 hours of the day. Unless, Donald Trump opens up his mouth or a news headline comes out and the market starts doing some crazy shit out of nowhere. But
give us some downside. I want more downside.
More downside?
Yeah, take out last week's low today. Outside week.
So someone said Apple is green. Let's go look at Apple. Apple looks good. Okay, reclaimed 213, which is nice. Okay. Let me hit these highs with a trend line real quick. And then you got resistance right up here, right there. So Apple looks good if it holds 213 to get this move to 215.15. It's also going to be a trend line there for the lower highs that it's recently put in. So it is lower high, lower lows right here. But it does look good for another potential move upside. I mean, the 1 hour chart, everything just looks disgusting on the higher time frame. What is, the weekly for Apple is literally just a giant doji. It's just a doji candle right now. And it's closing between 213, 215. So, and it's everything is below. That's another thing too, is just simple things. Okay, 9 and 21 EMAs. Okay, and I love just the 9 EMA. Some people use the 8 and 20, 9, 21. I don't care, either one. Okay, if you look at Meta, look at Apple here, whatever, all of these names are still, even though we're extended, we're just below the 9 EMAs. Which if we're below the 9 EMA, and it's same thing for when you're on the 5 minute, 15, 30 minute, you're trending. Okay. Every time that EMA's retested and then it respects it and then continues that direction, that's trend. So you'll see Apple got a nasty move to the downside. It hit the 9 EMA at 218, rejected, and fell down here to 211.2. And now we're just back down here, potentially putting in, a higher low, but we're also still underneath the 9 EMA as well. So it's everything is just kind of in no man's land where you're stuck in the middle. But the overall structure on the higher time frames, it's still downside. And I know a lot of people want the market to bounce here, and they think it's super just extended and they don't want to chase the shorts. And I 100% get that. But believe it or not, the move that's happened on SPY, especially from the highs, it's honestly nothing for what can potentially come for the rest of the year. This can be just the start of a potential, bear market that could be setting up for the next year or two. You can see QQQ. Believe it or not, I've said this once before, we can see QQQ back at 400 at some point. I 100% think that is a possibility to see QQQ come back down here to 400 to 420. Smoke it if you got it. But, I know it's been a rough market the last month. February to March has just been a straight waterfall. I said I'm short-term bullish, but overall long-term still bearish until proven otherwise. And it hasn't proved itself otherwise that this is, going to try and push itself back higher and reclaim. And we're going to see new all-time highs this year, at least go retest those same previous all-time highs. I'm not seeing that yet. I see the probability of actually going lower to be a higher chance of happening in the market, especially with SPY and Qs. So, that's just my 2 cents.
I fully agree. And I see a lot of people smoking hopium right now, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do 15-minute reversal just triggered on SPY. I'm definitely eyeing shorts, but I might wait. I don't think I'm going to take the 15. I think I might wait for the new hour. So I'm going 20 minutes still, but I definitely have my eyes set lower.
I can't spell Netflix. I think we're about to freaking fall. Netflix is actually, I have a level of potential resistance right here. The 5 minutes about to close. It is above the EMAs, but that is a potential evening star at the top. So that looks like at the top of an uptrend. Looks like a potential move coming here to the downside on Netflix if it ends up closing right there. Someone said TSM, I think. Taiwan Semi. Look at that. I have a level at 175.47 and it just tested it and rejected. Make sure that's the right one. Someone said TSM. Yeah, TSM. All right. God, TSM is freaking coiled right here.
It's a lot of congestion.
What do you say?
So there's a lot of congestion daily.
Yeah. The is it in the
Like
squeeze? No, it's not in the squeeze on anything. SPY about to make a new low day.
It's definitely knocking on the board.
God, I just can't help but see giant freaking bear flags on the higher time frame on like majority of names right now. Like it's like they all just want to break down.
Yeah, I forget who I was talking with, but yeah, like you said with the evidence thing, like we don't have the evidence. We had it for a second with, like, for me, SPY making the higher high in the week. Like you got to get above like last week's highs and stay there, and we just didn't. So like what that tells me is we either got a little corrective move, people taking profits, or buyers made their attempt and are just way too weak right now. So you fail to take back one side. What do? You just keep expanding the other. So it's definitely, I think, what we're gonna get going into later today and then next week. But time will tell. We don't know.
Yeah. SPY's looking nasty right here.
Yeah, got that new low day.
Yeah. I grabbed some puts. We'll see if we can get down to this next level.
Nice. I think next stops for me, like for downside, are just based on the previous hourly. What would be these lows that we have not reclaimed yet? So like 556.88, the high 556, and then mid 555 are like what I would be going for. Just because when you gap down and sell, you're typically hitting like the daily's target already. So then it just becomes a game of, what's next. And it's just always the next pivots.
Someone said, hey guys, when you get a chance, can you look at a firm? Yeah, and pull that up. You might have to drop down and come back. Maybe that'll fix the mic.
Yeah, let me try that.
You should be able to use the same link that I sent you.
Sure. All right, be right back.
Let me check on a firm. Firm looks decent right here, actually. I'm holding up potential little bull flag here on the 5 minute. I got a big area of support. Look at that. Look, I drew it over here before. I put a little rocket emoji right here. It just hit the exact same spot again. And look, last time this area was tested, I mean, huge freaking move. Let me get rid of all that other bullshit. Huge move to the upside there. It actually looks pretty good. The weekly, I want to say one of my analysts in the Discord is actually long affirm. Let me go check. It looks good. It looks good on the larger time frame, honestly, for upside. I think he's back. Let's see if we can get him in. See if the mic is working. And he's back.
Is that any better?
Oh, 100% better. There we go.
Okay.
Now that's easy.
I was gonna say I was thinking. I know some people have issues when I talk on Discord, but I didn't think my mic was that bad.
No, it was just some kind of freaking glitch. No, you sound perfect now.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about now.
I think it's Kevin.
Damn, I wish we would have done that from the jump.
Kevin is in Affirm. He is in AFRM calls. Let me go check real quick. AFRM.
Could re-add to Boeing here on the 5-minute reversal. I'm going to select not to, though. Wait for something higher than the 5-minute to reverse back to the upside, like a 10 or 15-minute.
He is in some AFRMs. It does look good. April 17 calls on AFRM. The only one that has, I mean, they all kind of have low volume, to be honest with you.
So looking at SPY, what I'm thinking ideally for downside is this 15-minute bar goes inside, and then we get inside bar down on the next 15. Because after this one, we've got the new hour, which means new 60-minute candle, new 30-minute candle, new 15, new 5. So our intraday time frame continuity can change. And generally on the new hours, you get either complete change in continuity and reversals, or you will get hard continuation. It's just when those new candles open is where you generally see more participation, so more volatility, more volume. And lately, that's what I've been doing. I've been exclusively taking those new 30, 60 setups with like lower time frame entries, and they've been working a lot more consistently than just certain ones, like lower time frames in the middle of the formation on the new 60s, new 30s. So I want to see what this 15 gives us, and then might be attacking shorts on SPY. It's like AFRM is about to make new high today.
I just took some Affirm calls for April 17. Got 2 of our analysts in the Discord as well, that are long Affirm, and I like it for a swing. So I grabbed a few contracts for April. Gave myself room to add, but I do like it. Tesla getting a nasty rejection right in the middle of that freaking zone.
You know what I'm seeing on AFRM, like the daily, weekly?
Something with the strat.
Yeah, something I never stop talking about.
What is it?
It's the broadening formation.
Ooh. Let me go pull it up over here. You said the daily or the weekly?
Daily.
The daily.
Yep. If you zoom way out, I'll show you how to draw this. Well, not that far out.
Okay. How far out? Just like this right here?
Yeah, basically from like November to now.
Oh, from November. Where is November?
Yeah.
All the way over here. Okay.
Yeah. So they're really interesting. You draw them right to left, not left to right.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of backwards. You'll take a extended line. You're gonna pick out just pivot highs, pivot lows. So like the lowest low you can find currently there. Yep, you're right on it.
Okay.
And then the way you draw these is you go back left and you look at how many daily lows does this consume. So like going back to like right where their earnings is, a little bit ahead of that, you can see like right before the pump, a little bit beyond that. Like you take out all of those lows, but you just keep going back until you don't make a lower low to those lows. And so all of that it consumes is what your broadening formation looks like for at least the lower line. But I have it like, you see the double bottom in the middle of that?
Like up here?
Yeah. For like visual purposes, you could just put it on the left one.
Right there.
Yep. And then same thing with the upper one. So you're picking pivot highs and you're seeing how many highs that takes out.
This one here.
Yeah. And since it's pretty much everything, you just plot on one of those highs back there. And that's what it looks like right now.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So where the evidence-based analysis comes in on this is if you go to the weekly is setting up for is a 2-2 reversal, or would be next week. So what we would look for is off the bottom of that broadening formation, you make a higher high on the weekly, that triggers your 2-2 reversal, which I won't explain the numbers and everything, but a higher high is the evidence that you need that they are actually reversing it off the bottom of that. So what you do is you then risk, whatever the range is between the high of the current week that we're in, because that would be your trigger. As soon as you take out that weekly high, you're in. And then you essentially just risking either, from the high to the low of that candle or the low of the current one that takes out the high. So you're risking very little in order to catch the entire move back through, because you're targeting ultimately that new high to keep expanding the broadening formation.
I know you and Jesse.
Yup.
You guys love this shit.
Yeah, I'm just
my algo triggered long, by the way, on Qs. Spy right off that freaking support zone again that held, and we're right back at these upper wicks. Let me switch it over here to Qs. I believe my algo fired long.
Yeah, we're getting some simultaneous 15-minute reversals on the indexes, so
let me see.
It might be moving up.
It's trying to.
Yeah, if you look to, you could do the same thing we just did on SPY's 5-minute, and you can see what our the current range for today is just a small broadening formation. If you look at the 5-minute, just high of day 5-minute back to any previous 5-minute highs that it takes out, and then low of day back to any 5-minute lows takes out. Then you go down to the 1-minute, you can see exactly what we're looking at.
Ooh, we got to start ripping here.
Yeah, we might go crazy. The hourly is going to set up pretty nicely. Makes me wonder what Boeing's doing. Not pumping, I'll tell you that. Still haven't got stopped out, though. We're not back to break even yet on those runners.
I think Affirm just made a new high. Yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah, AFRM's going.
Yeah, it's looking nice. What was previous day highs up here?
Oh yeah, I meant to touch on that. So you mentioning Expo Jesse. When I was first getting into the strat, I'd like known of Expo Jesse for a while. But I never like looked into how he trades. I was like, way back in the day, I was in Discords where he was an analyst. And eventually I got into his and I started checking out his YouTube. And I remember watching one of his live streams and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then that's where I like first piqued my interest into it. And then I found other people but FRM might be going for the outside day, meaning lower low and higher high.
Apple looks good here.
Let's check out Apple.
Just trying to get a bull flag break and push above this spot.
There's a lot of airlines. Airlines are catching love.
Banks are looking decent here. I've already crushed banks this week though, but JPM looks decent. Morgan Stanley looks good right here. I really like Morgan Stanley. It just back tested the same freaking level, getting a nice push off of that.
Yeah, banks were a big one for me this week. Just most financial names. Weeklies all have insanely nice broadening formations on them, so I was like drooling at the mouth looking at the scans over the weekend.
VIX going lower. I cut those SPY puts. I took a minus 25% loss. I'm looking to flip long. Affirm's about to freaking hit $49 already.
There we go, Affirm.
These contracts are for April. They're probably not even up too much. Let me see.
All right. We might be
I'm up 12% on April 17th calls. Let's go.
Damn.
Not even worried about it, though. What was I about to? Oh, yeah.
I'm keeping eyes on Boeing again. We got inside bar 15 and hammer inside 30. And then, of course, the new hour. Just being green will support all of that. But take out this current 15-minute high, I'm in. Or at least we're going to add back to our runner position and make this a real position again.
I'm going to take the 180s for next week if I do Boeing again.
Yeah, that's what I'm in currently. I'll get back into those. About 160 something a piece right now.
Yeah, yep, I got them pulled up right here.
I mean, with the new hour, like I said, it's got everything going for it. If it's really going to get crazy, I mean, these will be multi-100% easily. But we got a 1 minute. So at 10:30, when you get the second hour of the day, you get the new hour after the first one. In the strat, that's called the flip, because that is where like the whole day can flip on you. You, like I said before, continuity changes. So say you pump in the first hour and then you get the new hour and you dump, that sets you up for the rest of the day. In the same sense as like you see new candles open on any time frame and there's a little bit of corrective movement and then they just continue in the direction of the trend that's already there. It's kind of the same concept, but you're seeing it on the hour. So it's like it takes a little longer to like play out. But it's conceptually the same way as like the day controls the week. Like a big thing in the strat too is Mondays. You like to see Mondays go the wrong way that you want to see them go the rest of the week, because it will set up entries to just tackle the rest of the week's range. All right, let's see. So the entry is above 174.78. And then stop loss will just be the low of this 15-minute candle. Because if they can, show enough strength to take out that 15-minute high, but then lose the strength and sellers are starting to expand it to the downside, that's seller control, and we're just going to get out before it gets ugly.
Someone said take a look at NVIDIA. It's in a 1 hour squeeze and it's moving to the downside. I don't want to say this is a head and shoulders. It looks a little weird. But I mean, the daily rejected the 21 EMA twice, pulled back down, and sitting below the daily 9. I mean, it's 120. There's 120 cycle. By the way, there's no the algo did not close with the long on Qs. It tried to fire, but it closed underneath. It's 120 on NVIDIA. The weekly still looks like shit. I'm not seeing anything really significant. I mean, if you want to make a bull case, just like you can with the bear case, the only thing that I see potentially right here, that little rounded bottom that's right here. Let's see, draw that a little bit better. You could articulate a cup and handle. I'll give this to you right here. You can articulate this cup and handle. Okay, and then if you hit these lows right back over here, right? These lows right here that got really big moves and reactions to the upside right here. Draw that over, that area of consolidation right here, that's where NVIDIA's in. So if it holds that, and it breaks that 120, you can get that move up to 125. So I do see right there, I do see this potential bull case on NVIDIA.
Might be taking Boeing here.
Uh-oh, round 2.
Possibly. We got to get above 174.78.
What are those contracts sitting at in the 160 still?
Still about 160, yeah.
Nice. So that's the only thing on NVIDIA that I see. It did break above this trend line retest and holding it now. So, I mean, that looks decent here. So I actually am going to screenshot that chart right here. Just to keep this on watch going into the end of the day. What's Q's doing?
Yeah, indexes are interesting, specifically SPY. We've got a 5-minute reversal at the top of this little intraday broadening formation. So if we end up reversing back to the upside in the next 5-minute candle, that's going to ideally take the hour higher high and start expanding up into the gap. So just be aware of that.
I like it, though. It looks like a W here off this support on SPY. if they continue to hold above the EMAs and VWAP, and it's just around this 560 psych level, all these top wicks this morning that it can't get over. I mean, but so far, I mean, overall, just still just slow and choppy on SPY and Qs. There's nothing significant happening over there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a tough Friday if you were hoping for a clean price action day. We got 15 seconds here on the 5 minute. It's going slight hammer. Higher high on the 5 minute is like the entry long. Same thing, whatever the new 5 minute candle's low is, once you get above that previous high, that's your stop loss. Very tight risk to reward there. We'll see if it does it. Can't say I have a lot of faith, but that's what we're given currently. Boeing also struggling to make that 15-minute trigger. We had an inside 5 minute on Boeing, so if that triggers up, that will be simultaneous with the 15. So still keeping an eye, but no trigger, no trade.
Yeah, Meta's trying here, Raymond. It really is. I mean, it's definitely putting in higher highs and higher lows here intraday on the 5 minute. 30 minute is in a squeeze to the upside. And I got this zone right down here between 580.4 and 575. You'll see just right here, this between these two, big support. And it's just back up right here at the same resistance right here, right? Drag that over. That's where it's at. So the exact same resistance. So it's in a 30-minute squeeze, trying to move upside. It held the support, and now it's just right back at resistance right here. If it can get a break in base above like 592.50, 593, like right there, if it can break in base above that, then get that move back up to 600, that looks pretty good there on Meta.
Okay, SPY's 5 minute triggered. I'm not taking it, but I'm marking it just to say like this is what it would look like. Again, I don't really have a ton of faith in this, so we'll see what happens.
Trigger upside or downside?
Upside.
Yeah.
You would ideally take calls because what it's saying is we reversed at the top of the broadening formation, but if that's not going to continue and keep going back through previous range, you fail to reclaim one side, you take the other. So when you get the reversal back up, then you are attempting to just make range. You're just expanding out of whatever that current broadening formation is. And then, inevitably you land somewhere and you make a new one. But we are failing that reversal. And so it is actually starting to come back through. So now we just set our eyes on low of day. And that's evidenced by more of those intraday timeframes making lower lows along the way. So like our 5 has done it. Now it's up to the 15 to do it. Then the 30, which would also be the hourly. So got to see what those do. I think that also is affecting Boeing, or at least Boeing's just done because we've already hit our daily target, which is totally fine too. I mean, can't complain about that one.
JPM still looking decent.
I'm pretty happy that we caught that too, because normally, if I got a ton of setups, I'll watch, what I'll find out is the wrong thing. I'll be watching one and watching another setup go in between, like when I have a little downtime on the trade, I'll be like, damn, I'm only up 10% on this one. That one would have been 100%er. Just feel sad.
Watching Qs pulling back down here to the 21 EMA and VWAP, this spot right here around 475.50. If it pulls back here, hits this trend line, puts in a higher low, and they get a nice buy off of it, I might try some longs there.
Yeah, Qs and tech in general is relatively the leader today.
I would say this is the trap. Don't get caught in the middle. Yeah, 100%. I mean, look at SPY. I mean, this is absolutely, there's no confirmation yet of breaking structure to the downside and go and see new lows. There's no confirmation that we're going to be trending and breaking to the upside and go see higher highs yet. SPY has literally done absolutely freaking nothing. You got VIX still sitting, as well as just checking. VIX is sitting directly on Monday lows. Q's here is the rejection coming back down right here. This is what I want to see, the reaction. If it fails VWAP underneath this trend line, then we're just going to come back down here and test these previous lows and continue the chop range.
We got double inside 5 minute on Boeing. I'm still not giving up because the 15 hasn't negated yet. But also the fact that it's not just going is grounds for concern.
What's the next MNQ? What are we on? What'd they roll to? M5s?
Boeing's sitting right on the trigger. Took the 5 minute, but not the 15. All right, there's the 15. So
nice reaction so far on Qs.
We are grabbing longs again.
Yeah. Looking to long MNQ here if it continues to hold. We'll see how this 5 minute candle closes with the reaction here on VWAP.
And then again, keeping it tight. I don't want to give back too many gains on this, so stop at the 5 minute low currently. And of course, if we trigger the 30 inside and up, then I will average up. Look to take out high a day.
Yeah, nice pop on Boeing here. Nice.
Got to see it go. Indexes are dropping, so
yup.
Tells you relative strength.
Don't tell me I should have stayed in my SPY puts.
There's still time.
Nah, these 0 days are just going to keep on getting chopped around the longer we just diddle in the middle.
Yeah, you're going to get eaten alive on those.
Yeah. Oh, here goes BA. Gonna make new highs?
I sure hope. About 6% here.
Yeah, look at these contracts move.
So again, if we take out previous 30-minute high, I'm going to average up, we'll add to the position. And then each ad just gets treated like a new position. So
petition for diddle in the middle SKC merge. Someone say news on Boeing? I hope. I mean, hopefully it's good news.
They probably killed another guy.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Doesn't really seem to bother the shareholders, though. I can tell you that.
There's no way you're about to go 2 for 2 on Boeing calls here.
We already have
no way
10% break even stop loss at this point. It's a big winner or it's a nothing.
Come on. I got a trim set at $2 on these.
There we go. New high a day.
Oh, it might. Come on. A little bit more.
Yeah, the thing is, we got to get back up
Almost
there.
had it. New
Yeah,
high
so
of
back below the 30.
New jet fighters.
New jet fighters.
F-35 contract for news.
Uh,
Oh, spy cues. Whoa. Good reaction here off VWAP. Held trend line. They're going to close it above. Looks decent. Can they finally get a move?
so we got slight corrective 1 minute. If we make a lower low to the previous 1 minute, probably have to exit just due to the contracts and how they're moving.
See what happens here. See if we can break. Where's the MNQ at? 735. All right. I'll grab some longs.
On cues,
Yeah.
I don't mind it. You got some simultaneous action going on.
Yeah.
Looks like we got that lower low. I'm going to exit Boeing for like 2%. We'll see what the 5 minute does, but if we set up inside 5 minute and then go, inside bar up again, just re-enter. As long as we've got all of our time frames green and we're still going for that weekly target and we haven't hit it yet, there's really no reason not to take, all the signals that you're getting. So I'll take a stab at this all day long if it means, slowly working up to that weekly target.
Someone said Roku and Roblox are going. Yeah. Roku, good
Roku
morning.
has something going on with it that is like on my don't trade right now.
Roblox looks decent here. Look at Roblox.
Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, so Roku this year was triple inside year. So
Oh my god.
So I said I'm not trading that until it gets out. But it actually made the higher high. But looks like it's more likely to go out and take last year's lows out.
All right, let's see if Qs can break this. Break back into the MMK zone. Go hit the high. Take a little bit of a trim off here. That was a great bounce off VWAP in the trend line.
I like it. SPY, inside hammer up.
Spot is looking good. Come on, Qs.
Ideally to trigger the hourly reversal too, which is just higher high.
All right, come on, a little bit more. Pop it, pop it, pop it. Here we go. Come on. All right, 20 points here.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to take one off.
Boeing is currently inside green on the 5 minute, so I have no problem taking this if we make a higher high in the next 5 minute.
Come on, cues, break.
Where are the algorithms when you need them?
I know, right? Vol D is looking good. VIX going lower. Ticks pushing. ADD is in the buy zone. I want to see a freaking pop. Come on. 5 minute is also in a squeeze to the upside on SPY, which I like. Is my algo long on cues? Oh, the algo is long on cues. Is it long on SPY though? That's the main thing. It's not long on SPY, but I'm long cues. Here we go. SPY just got a decent pop here. Come on, cues.
Yeah.
Come on.
SPY with new high a day will go 30-minute hammer reversal up.
Come on. SPY's about to make a new high. Q's is not even near the high though. What tech name is potentially holding Q's back?
Probably NVIDIA.
I wouldn't doubt it. Oh, NVIDIA looks like shit.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that's the culprit.
SPY, come on. Break this freaking zone, you two. I'm about to get stopped out of the rest. Back at entry. And there it goes. Dadgummit.
Damn.
Only one trim. I'll try again if it holds.
We're a couple cents off Boeing re-entry.
SPY, same freaking thing. Diddle in the middle. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm diddling. Look at that rejection on SPY.
All right. Oh, Bowen's moving. Grabbing him.
Back to the 21 EMA VWAP and trend line again on cues.
Let's see it, Boeing.
Did you take Boeing again?
Yup. There's evidence. There's no reason not to. Other than it's already, done it twice. But it can do it a third time. It can do it a fourth time. We still have weekly room.
All right. I get this pulled back up again.
Yeah. It's not looking great so far. We're about to get a new 1 minute. If we make a lower low there, we're just going to cut it. This 5 minute is pretty much identical to the daily setup, so that tells you what we're trying to do. Yeah, there's our lower low. We're going to have to cut it.
SPY definitely does look a little bit better than Q's here. All right. Let's see what happens here. Vol D is still trying to push back up. VIX sitting right down at the low. What disgusting price action on SPY this morning.
Yeah.
Like SPY is in a $2 box from high to low.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I was talking a big game yesterday. I was like, quad witching's nothing. And then this is what happens. Which the past ones really haven't been bad, but this one's pretty gross.
I was anticipating a big move or like just a big pop, in the first 15, 30 minutes of the day in one direction, either pop into the upside, drop into the downside, and then chop all day until 2 or 3 p.m. And then we see a really, really big move going into the end of the day. That was my thesis for it today. And so far, got absolutely nothing on SpyQ. You couldn't obviously still see the big move near end. I would absolutely anticipate that the last hour or two gets a little crazy on SpyQs.
Don't look at Boeing.
Is it dumping or going?
It's going. We got
going again.
Yeah, we got what's called TTO'd, which means triangle they out. It's just a term for like little corrective activity before a higher time frame continues its trend.
My algo is now trying to fire on SPY upside.
I mean, rightfully so. I still think that's currently the right move. Yeah, what a shame on Boeing.
Where's Boeing? Oh, Boeing is at 176.
Yeah, it's all right.
No. His contracts, whether they went from 160 or just hit about 210.
Had I just done what I did on the other trades, keep the 5-minute low as the stop, would have been all right. But I really didn't want to. I got like a bit of a late fill on that just because that 1 minute pumped pretty hard. So
here we go. Here we go, SpyQs. Finally. Come on. Jesus. Freaking send it. Do something. God.
There we go. Index is all trigger reversals. Boeing's the front runner.
It really is.
Boeing's propping this market up.
God, all right. Held the trend line. Freaking rip it. Come on. Let's go. Algo went long on SPY. Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Look at this baby go. Look at it go. Oh my God, MNQ. Jesus Christ.
Boeing's getting there too. Boeing would be up probably about 20-something%, like 26 or 27%.
I mean, the algo triggered a lot earlier on Qs. There's the top of the MMK range right there. I chased the shit out of futures.
I mean, hey.
I laid into it.
If you know it's going and you don't have a good way in, sometimes you just got to get after it. I do that too sometimes. If
the first time I took it, I got the contracts at 736, and then I just laid back into it, and I got filled at 742.50. I just took a trim at 780, so just over 30 points. I just sold half. Jesus. Took freaking forever to get that pop. I mean, the Qs, though, SPY was holding up nicer than Qs, and I drew it earlier, the W double bottom kind of support here and then take it up higher. Qs had the trend line right here, held the 21 EMA, just hit top of the MMK zone. So now, I mean, you got big freaking resistance up here. I wouldn't be surprised to see it get smacked, but what a candle. What a candle.
Yeah, that was solid. Still going too.
I'm going to move a stop up on the MNQ to 750. I'm just getting tons of alerts from my freaking algo right now. Holy shit. It's like long, motherfucker, long. Long. 90 here.
How many signs do you need?
Right. Come on. All right. Filled at 90. Ripping fucking face. Give me 800 MNQ.
Damn.
God. Thank you, Casey Algo, for showing up on Spy finally. Jesus Christ. Took long enough for you to do something.
Today's lesson, patience with a Y.
All right, 50 points. There it is. 800. Boom!
God.
Let's go. All right. I'm out majority here.
I should have tailed you on that. I'm too locked in on Boeing.
Somebody said they see no. What do you mean you see nothing on my screen? What do you mean?
Dude, Spy's still going.
God, thank you, Casey Algo, for doing something today. Although it did trigger sooner on the cues, but it was just choppy. But Spy finally with the Ripper.
DIA actually has like the cleanest index chart today.
Oh my God. Are you in the Discord right now?
No.
Go check the chat.
What's going on?
Scroll up a little bit. Go look at oh my God.
What time?
11 o'clock, like a minute ago.
There you go. Oh, Shark or the other guy?
Yeah.
Jeez.
$5,600 profit.
Damn, dude.
He must have longed. He usually trades RTY.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not an ES or NQ guy.
Look, the algo's signal long right here on it. Yeah, he probably took RTY.
Yeah, that dude doesn't play around. Anytime he doesn't really chat much, but when he does, he's just like
Right?
he nukes one of the indexes and just banks on it.
Hey, someone said they made 42% on BA. Thank you.
Damn, nice.
Nice job.
BA is 5 minute. It might be setting up another entry. I know. Also, like looking back,
I trade Boeing 4 times in a day.
I absolutely can, and I will.
Dude, I don't even want to know. Here, we go check the 175s, the 0 DTEs. They had them at $1.05. Okay, they went 110%, and then they got stopped out. What are they at now? Oh my God, they went to 275.
Nice.
They came all wow. The low of the 1015 candle is 104. It literally came straight back to the same. I'm telling you, sometimes the best spot where you get stopped out is the best spot to re-enter the position. I swear to God.
Yeah,
what a ripper.
I typically get that. The problem is actually going after it then and re-entering.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like if your evidence is all still there, why not re-enter?
Well,
speaking of which, 5 minute is currently 2 down but failing, so made a lower low to the previous candle, but it is, the more it goes up, the more it looks like a hammer. So take the hammer back to the upside. We got 177.02, which is the monthly open. At that point, all of your higher time frame participants are shifting control back to bulls. And then we got our weekly target. Still, 178.40 is like where I got my eyes set. Also, check the daily too. I mean, we talked about that this morning. Getting the measured move up. That is not quite as big, but pretty similar. We got like double what the daily signal said. Oh my God, what's going on with Boeing?
I'm not in it, so
Something just occurred. Some news just hit.
what is it? Fucking flying? Holy shit!
We hit weekly target.
Holy shit!
Oh, the
The one name we've been talking about all morning, and I was like, you can't trade this thing 4 times. And boom!
All right, well,
What
I
the
missed entry.
shit?
I'll tell you that.
Here it is.
Missed my re-entry.
Trump awards Boeing next generation fighter jet contract worth billions.
Fuck, dude. Why? Yeah, the contracts from my entry this morning are like 400%.
Oh my goodness. Everybody better send this man lunch today for longing Boeing almost 4 fucking times this entire morning. I don't know how you have not made money on Boeing today. This dude has been talking about it all morning. Those 180s are at 3 fucking 80. On that spike, they went to 475.
Still, until we get that lower low in the 1 minute. I mean, in extreme volatility, you gotta drop way down on time frames. But until you get the lower low in the 1 minute, this thing is still good. Even though we're above weekly target, we're still good until we get that evidence, which is lower low. Which might actually occur right here.
Oh my God! Someone took Boeing 128 to 350 on those contracts. Nice. Let's go. Jay said they made $500.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
I mean, I wish I could take credit for the news, but that's still pretty insane.
No, you take credit for the fucking technical analysis since the open. You literally, the first 5 minutes of the day, the first thing you were talking about was Boeing for upside. And not only once, but gave 4 different freaking pullback entries on there. And explosive move, dude. That is all you. Great fucking work on this one.
Appreciate it.
I owe you lunch now. Hold on. Let me go see how sad I'm going to be when I look at those Boeing 175 0 days.
Ah, man. I hate doing that to myself, but I also love it.
Holy shit. Oh, my God. Dude, from 105, you know what they just hit? 700.
Oh, my God.
They went almost 600% from where I had them. Oh, volatility's kicking in now, but holy spike. That's insane. Let's go.
Yeah, that's probably going to be my day right there.
Oh, look, someone else right here. Oh, they added you on it. Look at that. Nice. $459 on BA.
Dude, nice.
Look at that. They took 2 contracts. That was it. From $128 to 350. They made $222, quick math, $222 per contract. I mean, fucking almost $450, 2 contracts. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy. That could not have come at a better time too.
I had 10 contracts. Those 180s, I only bought 6 of them. Oh my God, what are those things just spike up to? 475. I think I got filled at like 176 or 178. and then got stopped out like 15 minutes ago. And then what a freaking holy shit! That would have been insane. I would have made like freaking $1,500. That's the weird thing though with Boeing with the premiums. If you set a hard stop, some of those candles they'll trigger your stop on those little pullbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Like the technical analysis can be 100% valid, but the spread between the bid and the ask sometimes, if you have like a hard limit order in and you get that red candle downside, whatever for the bid and ask will just get a little wide and Weeble will trigger the fucking order and stop it out. And then the trade just continues to work. And I'm like, dadgummit.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the difficult part of setting hard stops like that.
That's what happened with me with right here on this one on why I didn't catch that next move.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Hold on. We got more. Nick says, thank you. Up 140% on next week BA calls. Let's
Yeah, dude. That's
go.
crazy.
Jay, I took next week, sold 2 around 175.50, sat on the last, and happened to look at the exact same time. It bounced $670 profit. Best call I've ever seen on X. Let's go. Shout out to the man Alanger on here today. Fucking ripping. Yeah. And Boeing is still trying to go higher.
Yeah, dude. That's an entry.
Oh my goodness. No way. That's insane. Affirm. Affirm. Uh-oh. Ooh. I'm going to take my first trim on the Affirm calls.
Let's check out Affirm.
I'm up 18% on the 55s.
Ooh.
For April 17.
This is getting better and better. All day it's just been higher lows on the 15, and then you got inside 30-minute hammer on AFRM. This like current 15 would have been at least my entry if I was watching it. This is solid. It's going for a previous high day. This is how you make.
I just got filled on Affirm here on those 55s. I just got trim at 185 there for 18%.
There we go.
Let's go. Someone else in the Discord too. They said they caught Boeing. They took those same contracts, those 180s that you're in. They got filled at 167. They sold them for 367 for $200 per contract gain.
Dude, that is awesome.
Let's go.
Could not have picked a better ticker to be trading today.
LMT is dumping. Lockheed Martin to the gulag. To the freaking gulag. That's insane. SPY doing consolidating up here. That's insane. Live in front of almost 4,000 people. This man has been talking about Boeing since 9:35 this morning. What a freaking move.
My original entry this morning was at 172.50
on those 180s for next week.
Yeah.
And they went to 475.
Yeah, that'll do it for today.
Oh yeah. If anybody was in Boeing calls from this man, I mean, just giving out amazing education, technical analysis this morning. I mean, and you got to think about it, even without the news prior to that. I mean, the move this morning, that's where I caught the majority of it. But then even on the pullbacks there and the technical analysis on the chart, I mean, it still continued to play out each time. And then the freaking headline was just like fucking, it was the catalyst. It was the icing on the cake there to freaking get some really, really big gains. And I mean, man's been talking about Boeing for an hour and a half, multiple call entries based on his chart technicals. I mean, everything just telling it, and seeing something like this happen, it's like it's amazing whenever you do the homework, you do the technical analysis starts to play out, and then whether it's news related, it's technical related, whatever it is, but when you get that big freaking move in that name for that position that you're in, I mean, it's an amazing feeling to watch, the chart just play out and just make freaking money from it. It's the best feeling as a trader to see something like this happen.
Yeah, dude, that was awesome. And the thing is, it was working well before the news, so
Yeah.
the news was just supplemental. But yeah, I hate to kind of dine and dash here, but I actually have to get running. Something just came up, so I gotta take off, and I'm gonna be hitting the road soon. I'm gonna be driving for like the next 5 hours, so I gotta get prepped and ready for that. But it was an absolute pleasure jumping on here with you this morning. Hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I tried to do the live streams on X and YouTube every Friday when I can, because I do this every day in the premium Discord for the team in there.
Yep.
So on Fridays, just kind of more sit back, relax, and just talking. Just having someone else on here as well. I mean, it makes it so much more enjoyable, and to get other people. Like, I would have never have noticed or seen BA today, or even would have looked at it if it wasn't for you. So bringing in someone else that has a different perspective on it to provide those kinds of technical analysis, the charts, and the education on it. I mean, it absolutely. I mean, it was the banger of the day. It was all Boeing, and I absolutely didn't do shit. It was all because of the fact that, I mean, you came on here. So, I mean, I love doing these things and bringing people on here. So, you're more than welcome any freaking time to always jump onto these streams, so we can make it more of a regular thing on Fridays for you to jump in and do the same thing we did today, if you're ever down for it, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. I have that weird rotating schedule with work, so I don't have every Friday off. I don't have every other day off. But on the days I do have off, I'll definitely try and get in touch with you, and we can set up more stuff like this, because this was awesome.
Yeah.
Even just chatting, and we always go through this. Just chatting about setups. Sometimes you'll find stuff that I don't see. Sometimes I'll find stuff you don't see, and either way, I don't think we've ever had a shared live where we didn't crush it. So
that's what you were saying last time. You're like, every time we jump on a live together, something crazy happens and someone catches like a huge move. And then lo and behold, today, that's what freaking happens with Boeing.
Yeah, dude, we got the synergy. Same with like the swings, even just like alerting, like the cruise line swings.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
And then when we both see the exact same thing on some random name like Carnival Cruise Line, we catch like 200% the next day on it or something.
Yeah. We just got it. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. I'm going to head out here. Have a good rest of your Friday. Good rest of the Friday to everybody in the stream. And hopefully we can do it again next week.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Take care. Have a good weekend. Also drive safe as well, man.
Appreciate it. I'll see you, man.
Catch you later.
Catch you later.
What a great guy. What a guy. He's a guy in the premium Discord. He's with our team over there. He's got his own channel. He's been a part of KC Trades for a minute. I mean, way before I've even gotten to the point to where I'm at now, when I was just starting to provide, charts and my trades and sharing ideas and stuff like that with people. When I first started to make, the name KC Trades and on X and social media and stuff like that, he was one of the first people to ever be around. And he still works. Look at this beautiful back test on SPY, right back into the zone. That's what you want to see for an SR flip right here, and then see if we can take it up higher. So watch this here on SPY. If that fails, we're coming right back down to the chop zone. If that fails, SPY is literally going to come straight back down here to this order block here in this chop zone, and it's just going to be like disgusting. But he still works, full time. I believe he was finishing up school as well. Very, very smart. a very, very smart guy. I believe he was doing something along the lines of finance, obviously, believe it or not. um, and he still just comes in every now and then in the Discord in his channel and just freaking crushes it. I have a separate channel in the Discord for live streaming because I have my own stage in there where I live stream every day, but I have a separate one as well for my analysts to go use and live stream their charts. Same thing that he was kind of doing this morning, and do that for the members. And he's like the only person that will jump in there and go do that for the members in there. Absolutely amazing guy. Someone said BA new high. Yeah, briefly new high there. Absolutely insane. Oh, that was crazy. That was awesome. Someone said I got the 180s about an hour ago. 29 cents, 0 DTEs. Someone said, OMG, I took a dump and came back and the BA contracts were at $400 and I missed it. Should have held that shit a little bit longer. I hope that was a $400 shit. Oh, that was awesome. It's still trying to go higher. Is SPY failing and coming back down? SPY's got to hold here and try and go back up. If it fails and comes back down, it's not going to do nothing till the end of the day, till power hour. Oh my goodness, another new high on BA. That's insane. I'm disgusted with myself. Absolutely disgusted. Someone said start wearing diapers. Yeah. One runner left, 250%. There you go. Shout out to A-Langer, man. I'm gonna send him a message real quick to tell him appreciate him coming on the stream today. None of that would have been possible without him coming on. Crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. So he's an analyst in the premium Discord. Like I said, he's almost like he's my sleeper. You know, he's the one where, you know, like I said, he's still working full time. So he's not, you know, in the chat and in the alert channel like every single minute of the day. He'll just pop in here and there, and he sends a full watch list too, which is great. In his channel, he'll have a full watch list and send you a link to his Trading View, I believe, Trading View or TOS, one of the two, and with his like strategies that shows his top watch for things upside and downside. And that's kind of what he did today in top watch upside going into today. Like it's what he said right in the first 5 minutes of the market open. It was only BA that he was looking for his top watch for setup of the day. And then he'll come into the channels and just be like, hey, I just took these calls, you know, for Boeing right here, expiration at this price, whatever it is. And then, you know, 15 minutes later, he goes by. He's like, all right, I'm up 40%. I'm going to move a stop up to entry or in profit and just let the rest go. And like, he's like he's just a sniper, just a sleeper, just freaking comes in like out of nowhere, hits it, and then just freaking gets paid. It's ridiculous. Is it? Someone said, "Can you show SPY chart stuck in call?" SPY's back at 560. I mean, it's back at the support. You would want this to hold. This is a good spot to go long. I mean, risk to reward, I can risk right below VWAP, honestly, and try to target back up here to this high and then previous day high, which is right up here. If it does make a new high day, SPY loses this zone right here, though. I mean, it does not look like it's holding. There's not a single green candle, no lower wicks or anything. Yeah, we're coming right back down to the chop zone. That's why I haven't really been looking and talking about Spire Qs too much today. There really wasn't anything there that was interesting. But freaking, yeah, Boeing was absolutely insane. His name of his channel in the Discord is A Langer Trades. Mm-mm-mm. He took Boeing 3 times. Let's go. That was a good payday. The BA contract that you had at 21 cents went to $1.70. God, don't I freaking know. It was a 700%, 800 almost. Insane. TLT starting to curl up. IWM, I mean, it's back to the freaking chop zone. I'm on the Webull account right now. So if you hear me talk, I mean, look at that volume on Qs. Jesus, 2.5 million. And it's back to view up in the chop zone. Same with SPY. SPY, 9 million volume came in there on SPY. You know, it wasn't like an instant reaction of a buy or green candle to the upside after hitting the support. It does not look good. Back to the chop before lunch. So the algo for Qs went long at, it was signaling between 1020 and 1025 with a stop under the 1015 low. And then it ripped and obviously made a new high day after that. And it went long SPY. Had a sell order at $100, $120 on the contracts now at 510. Dude, I know I paper handed some of those freaking calls. Trust me. $3.9 million bullish call spike just hit the flow on NVIDIA. 120s for April 17. SPY back to chop. Let's go check her out. Affirm looking good. Firm still looking good. I did take a trim. I can't type in the, let me type in here. Oh, it let me type back in the YouTube channel. Look at that. It says X is read only. How do I change that shit? I don't know how to change that. Why does it have a read only? Oh, let me type it back in the YouTube. I got notes right here, but I don't know. Can I type on the screen? I don't freaking know. Probably not. But it's A Langer Trades. ALANGER Trades in the premium Discord. That is his channel. Pigbot. What's up, Pigbot? Let's go check. See what the other airlines have been doing this morning. Bishop was in win. WYNN. $150 per contract gain. Great job. Flint was in QQQ. No, that was yesterday. Flint is in pins. And then obviously A-Langer here on the freaking BA. Want to enter BA again, but nah. I mean, off the 9 EMA looks. I don't know. We're rolling into lunge here in the next 29 minutes. SPY and Q's back to the chop zone. Nothing looks decent. The firm holding the 9, cruising. I want to see that move up to 50. So we broke and held the MMK zone, right? So this is one reason why I liked it intraday for where I took calls. But had a nice bull flag here, a little consolidation, right? And then it broke the MMK zone to the upside. And then it came back down, retested, and held the MMK zone right there. So I'm going to get this move up to 50. Watch that 180 freaking area right here in the 9 EMA back test. Just like send it. I don't know. It usually cools off after news like that in volatility. I wouldn't press the luck. If you made good money from BA today, freaking just lock some of that in, please. Yeah, so on, can I respond to, oh, I can reply directly. I can respond directly on YouTube. That's nice. So, yeah, he didn't alert him in his channel on Fridays because he was here live with me. This is what I said this morning for Fridays. The same thing with me. Like on Fridays, I don't use the text alert bot in the Discord. I only do that Monday through Thursday. And then for Fridays just chill, laid back, using profits Monday through Thursday to trade on Friday. And usually it's 0 DTEs, and there's no point in text alerting and typing out 0 DTE trades. So someone said a couple Discord analysts bought PDD calls for 417. Can I take a look? Yeah, I can take a look at that. I hate Chinese names. Hate them. That was a weird candle on SPY. Bounce off VWAP, straight back up, straight back down. PDD. Let's see. All right, PDD. Okay, I see a potential cup and handle here. Oh, let me turn off all this other bullshit because I don't need any of this right now. Just use these ones. Get off my screen. All right, so that's the first thing that I see here on PDD. You can hit these two trend lines right here. The weekly. The weekly does look good. It looks like a cup and handle, and it's above the 9 and 21, so it does look rather bullish than bearish. Okay, the daily looks a little bit more clear for the cup and handle here. So I'm not sure if this is what they see. I'm just going off the first things that I see. So you got the rounded bottom right there. And then you got right here. So you got the cup and handle. So yeah, that's what I want right there. Highlight that zone right there. That's around here. It needs to break that zone here. On the daily, I would hit these lows here. See if that can hold. You got a spot here. It's around 120. It looks like right there. I would want this to hold. So got the rounded bottom right here. Okay, it's got these lower highs. I mean, potential cup and handle. I would mark these higher lows with the trend line because it can come back down here, hit the trend line, and then finally get the breakout and go hit the upper trend line. Freaking volatility candle right here. So that's the only thing that I see. I like the rounded bottom. You got this little, I mean, that even, let's see, looks like a little W. I don't know what the heck. I really don't know what the heck this volatility is. This was at 4 in the morning. Whatever. 1 hour looks good. You got this area right here. And the hourly 200 just had a nice move off of that. I had like a sell-off after hours, bought straight back up, and then came straight back down, retested it, and is now bouncing. So, at 130, that's what PDD needs to break. So, if it loses 120 again, I would be cautious being long if it comes back down and loses 120. So if it comes back down here again and closes underneath here once again, not really too sure how bullish that is. And then it really needs to break and hold above right here, the upper trend line right at 130. So, and it's right at 126. So you'll see it in the chart. It's in the middle of the chop. It's in no man's land right here. So, but it looks more bullish than it does bearish, especially just kind of looking at the larger time frame where it is. 15-minute, look, it held the zone perfectly. It's popping back up here. Just got over the 15-minute 9. That's good. 10-minute looks good. look, as we're talking about it here on the 5 minutes, getting a pop back up. So yeah, just watch 130. 130 and 120. I mean, April 17th, you got time on call swings there. So almost a month. But Chinese names, the premiums always get freaking weird. Swinging them can either pay big or you can get pretty messed up with big overnight moves. But especially PDD, the premiums usually always weird. Even like you'll have a day like this where the trade doesn't play out, you'll open up, you can be down 30-40% almost instantly, and overall there hasn't even been a huge move, but the premiums just went to shit, and then they're starting to rebound, and then it'll start to break out, and then you'll be finally up like fucking 15-20% sometimes. The thing with Chinese names where I've only had success with them is when I swing them and I catch a gap up overnight. Like when Baba gaps up like 4%, I'll wake up, I'll be up 100% on Baba calls. That's happened, but I don't really like the Chinese names that much. But so anyways, it looks good. It does look good for upside. It really just needs 130. Just watch that 130 area. If it loses 120 again, I'm not sure if it would hold again. Just my 2 cents, but it is looking good in my opinion, and it just needs to get a nice clean break in base, and then a nice move just back up, confirmation, holding above 130, and then go to whoopsies. I thought that was just going to be 3 points. I didn't know that was going to be whatever, and then go see highs. So really needs to rip above that 130 and close above it, do the SR flip, and then continue higher. Just my opinion there on PDD. You're welcome. Appreciate you. KG Trade Discord's well worth it. Yeah, that Discord's freaking $69. There's like 10 analysts in here. You got myself, you have me, you have Alanger, you got Bishop, you got Shark, you got Flint, you got Expo for day and swing, you got T-Cal for selling options, you got Keith, you got Kevin. You got me who does this every day, live streaming, but I'm not just sitting here bullshitting and just kind of just talking and doing everything that kind of did today. I'm like actively in trades, and yeah, like we're crushing it. We're on fire. And I sing Frank Sinatra while I'm calling out my trades and sending everything through my alert bot. It's a fun time. I promise you it's a fun time. We have a great time in there. Have any long-term stocks? I got a lot. Terry Two Chains and Terry Two Chains. I love Terry Two Chains. Thoughts on Reddit? We'll look at RDDT. Hey, believe it or not, last time someone had me look at Reddit, I gave him the freaking head and shoulder. Look, there it is. Look, this was the last time someone on here talked about it. I said there's a potential head and shoulders right here if it bounces, but if it loses this trend line, just watch for the breakdown. Dude, that was when it was at 191. Yeah, that shit went down to $103. This is the exact same chart when someone else asked me to look at RDDT. I haven't done nothing since then. Look, it's basing right here at support. There's a gap fill, so watch for that. That's the reason why. Right there. So there's a gap fill that starts at 104. So mark 104, goes down to 83. Jesus. There's a huge gap right here, and they're holding it. So, I mean, risk to reward. I mean, longs look good. Obviously, down here at the bottom of a big downtrend, don't want to fill that gap to go lower. I mean, risk to reward, yeah. I mean, back up to the daily EMAs, the 9 and the 21 looks pretty good. Enters into that gap. I don't know. So here's Here on the 4 hour, it still looks like a short every chance it gets. So got right here, and then you got this little rounded top right here back down. That is what we call a lowercase h, which is bearish, and take that thing to the downside. So if you notice here on the 4 hour, look at the 21 EMA. It's the orange line. Look, every single time it's tested, what happens? Rejects it and then sends it straight back down. Look where it's at right now. It's pushing back up to the 21 EMA. So if it holds 104, okay, and it can break and base back above 118, about right here. If it can break and base above 118 and also be above the 4 hour 21 EMA, risk to reward looks good for potential longs. By that point, you'll probably end up having a trend line break right there as well. So if it can break above right there, looks good. As of right now, it's a short the pop for this freaking gap fill down on the daily. So just watch the 4 hour 21 and the daily 9. When those start to line up, if it can break and base above that, it looks good to get the pop back up. But underneath 104, gap fill down to 83. SPY back to the chop zone. Ain't nothing there. Any thoughts on Disney for calls? Yeah, we'll look at Disney. Disney just filled its gap. Look at that. So vice versa. Okay. Disney actually had a gap that needed to be filled from right there to right there, right? Gap. Look at that. And it filled the gap. Okay. And it's putting in higher low. Okay. Still underneath the daily 9. There's also a gap now to fill upside from here to here. So it just filled this gap below, and there's a gap above right here. Higher low on the daily. Looks good. Just underneath the EMAs. Weekly is closing a freaking flat doji. Not even too worried about it. So it did break above the 21 EMA, and then it hit the freaking resistance almost perfectly. Came back down, higher low. Got this spot right here. All these upper wicks right up here. That's $100. So this is interesting. So there's one of two things that are going to happen with Disney, right? And stock goes up or stock goes down. That's about it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, really, it is though. So look. So if it pop, I mean, this candle right here in the 4 hours, a weird wick on top and bottom. But if it pops back up and it rejects $100 again, and it starts to curl back down and comes back down to like 98.50 by that point, and then probably ends up breaking down and coming back down here near these lows. If it pops back up and creates the right shoulder, okay? Potential head and shoulder setting up if that happens. If it pops back up and reclaims over $100 on the 4 hour, especially on the daily, then that looks good for gap fill time to the upside to 102. So look at that. Look where the daily 9 is. It's at $100.15. So you get some 4 hour candle closes, or especially a daily close back above that spot right there. I will be looking at calls for the gap fill to 102. So you want to see a whole trend line pop back up here. If you want, I mean, you can always front run too off a higher low, but at the same time, it's also putting in a lower high. So for me, it would still be a lower high up here, but the chart would definitely be looking a lot more bullish by that point for a potential reversal and gap fill. So look for the move to hold here. Go back up to 100. 4-hour daily close above 100. I'm actually going to be looking at that now as well. I think that looks good. So that is going to be on my top watch for potentially over the weekend and next week if I see Disney get a 4-hour and daily close back above $100 for the gap fill to 102. Thoughts on TTD? That thing's been getting its teeth kicked in. Trust me, I've been trying. I wanted big support right here for a bounce, and I tried it, and nope. God, I don't even know. Let me clear the chart real quick. Ugh. I mean, yeah, that's what I was looking at. $40. I mean, 40. Why not? I think it's a potential short the pop until it gets down to 40. I mean, it could see 50. I think it's definitely going to see 50. I mean, TTD just looks disgusting. That's absolutely insane. Look at that monthly shooting star and then just death straight to the gulag. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why it doesn't go lower first. I really don't. It's just lower lows and lower highs. I mean, it's kind of flattening out right around here, but they're also not strongly trying to buy this thing up right now. See if they put on a trend line right here. No, not really. You can probably draw one right there and trying to break above it potentially. If you draw a trend line here, that's the only slightly bullish case that I could see on TTD. Is this hourly trend line here, but you're looking at an hourly chart versus, a daily and a weekly that looks like shit. So I don't see why it doesn't come down and just go down at least to the 50. But $40 on TTD, I think that looks pretty good. For some ads down there, someone said Nike. Oof. Nike just had a gap down. Weekly's in a squeeze to the downside, but it has bullish divergence. That's weird. It's a big support. Look at that. Right here. Whoopsies. If I can click on this correctly. There we go. Right there. Draw Jesus. That over right there. Okay. So resistance, pops back up, consolidates, goes higher, pulls back, big reaction upside. Quickly wick down. Whatever the fuck happened over here, is that earnings? Yeah. Earnings, wick down, bought straight back up right off that same zone, right? Draw that over. Nike's right there again. So Nike looks pretty good for a buy, in my opinion. Gap fill 71.52. Oh, look, I marked it 71.53. Very close. Mark this right here. Let's go to the 4-hour real quick. Hammer, 1 hour. Yeah. That's $69 to be exact. So if it gets back above 69, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, right there. Right there. If it gets above that, it looks good for that gap fill. 71.50. So Watch 69 bucks. It's hitting a really big spot of support, larger time frame. So far holding. So if it continues this retracement back up, once it starts to really break and close and do the SR flip above $69, I think you can go for that gap fill of 71.50. So I really like that chart as well for a potential upside there. What's SPY doing? Nothing. What a boring quad wedging day for SPY. Hims just hit 32 bucks. That's a big level for me. And look at the buy that I had this morning right off that level. Should have freaking taken calls with BA right there. Look at that. What a beautiful, if I can get a rectangle on here, what a beautiful freaking support bounce right off that yellow level. Weekly. Actually, here, I don't want to lose my levels. But trend line, trend line, trend line. It can go a little bit lower if it wants to. Right there, it could. That was that 30 bucks. That's where it would put it. So Hims comes back down to 30. I will be looking at call swings again right there. So you got daily trend line and $30 psych level, which is this little red zone right here. Draw that across. That looks good. Right around that 30, I will try calls and get that thing back to the upside buyer step in. So daily trend line, $30 psych level looks good. It's at 33 bucks. So if it holds here and goes higher, 35, if we can get back above $35, can get that push back up to 38 and then 40, but it's underneath the daily 9 EMA, right? And it's rejecting it every single time. So the trend as of right now on the daily, just from previous price action, not overall on the entire chart, just from previous days, it's going to the downside. So it continues to reject the daily 9. I can see that move down to 30. Buyer step in at 30 in daily trend line, risk to reward. I like the calls there. So breaks back above the daily 9 EMA and 35 bucks. Maybe this bottom right here at 32, 31 area was all she wrote, and they can start to move higher. But it isn't a 4-hour squeeze, it says. Nope, not seeing that. Thought it said it wasn't a 4-hour squeeze. Yeah, right there. See, I want it to go right there. Just right over here, and then rip it straight back up to 40. That would be ideal. What a terrible chart on SPY today. What an absolutely just bullshit day. PLTR. Yeah, we'll look at PLTR. Looks good. Looks good. Here, I'm actually just going to get rid of all this previous drawing stuff. PLTR looks decent. What is this? The 4-hour? Just freaking big resistance right up here, but it is putting in some higher lows right here. Just freaking needs to break this daggone resistance and then get that push higher. Oh, it's the daily 21 EMA that it's fighting. So it's above the 9, but below the 21. Daily squeeze is trying to move upside. MACD's flipping bullish. Okay. So if I hide the drawings right there. So the daily 9. Remember I said if it's below the daily 9, right, it's just always down. Look, get one daily candle close above the 9. Look where it went. Straight to the 21 right afterwards. Pulls back down, closed directly on the 9, hit the 9 again, went to the 21, to the 9, to the 21, back to the 9, back to the 21. So, and it's starting to freaking curl to the upside. It's looking good. Do I have a level right here? Hopefully I have a level right there. I do already have a level right there. So that looks good. I'll mark that in white. 4.26. And it really needs to break 88 point, we'll say 84.25, right? And then it needs to break 88.25 on the daily. So in that daily 21. So that's really all that it needs. And the weekly, the 9 EMA on the weekly is at 88.3. So it's fighting the weekly 9 and the daily 21 right up here. That's why there's all this freaking resistance right up here every single time. So if it can hold and get a break, pull back, they retest and hold it, and they buy it off of that thing, it can go make that next higher high. If it rejects here, 4 hour just closed. If it rejects here, just hit it. It literally just hit it. If it rejects that, comes back down to the trend line, loses that, kind of stalls out, and it's going to get that flush back down here. So I guess you could say potential ascending triangle because you have the higher lows and then you have the flat top, the supply zone, the resistance right up here. So bullish, it's putting in the higher lows and it's getting really, really tight as it keeps on hitting this area of resistance, but they're buying it up on the higher lows. So that's good until it's eventually going to break through that wall because this range right here is going to close in and it's going to get super freaking tight. And look at the squeeze indicator up here. It's literally in a squeeze on the 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour daily. Look, it's in a squeezer right now. The chart pattern can almost tell you that it's in a squeeze whenever you draw it because it's running out of time in this space before it needs to almost make a move, right? The compression is building. It's coiled. So there's limited room here. And then, squeeze it, send it upside, or they're going to freaking invalidate the chart setup and they'll break this trend line here of these higher lows it's been putting in after smacking the supply zone and they'll rip it down here. Again, it's fighting the weekly 9 and the daily 21. The big thing for me would be the daily 21 and then just this area up here around like 88, like 50-ish area, whatever. Looks like a low head and shoulders right here on intraday, rejecting that zone so far. SPY looks like a short right here. Look at all these top wicks rejecting the EMAs and VWAP. It does not look good. Valdez going back downside here. VIX is also going lower. But SPY, that looks like a short. That looks like a short. Just freaking reject it and just come straight back down right here. Oh my God. Did anyone else just see that? Did anyone else just see that magic? Or was that just me? Anyone else see that candle right that was right here at like 559.3? And I was like, it looks like a short. And they're just going to slam it right down here. And then that candle just flashed and went red all the way down to right here. Was that a glitch? Or did that really just happen in real time? Trump is talking? I wouldn't doubt it. All right, it's past noon. This price action sucks. And then I was going to say, if it comes down here into the freaking support zone, just watch the bounce it back up to the EMAs. Anyone else see that candle flash down like that? That happened in real time. That was freaking weird. I literally just drew the arrow. I was like, just come right back down here. And then all of a sudden, I just saw the red candle just go whoop straight down. I was like, what the shit? Tesla. Let's go check Teslas. I'm about to jump off here. Tesla. It's getting tight. It's getting tight. She'll break. One of these two is about to break on Tesla. Running out of room. Running out of room. She's got to make a decision. Right here. Got to make a decision. Someone in the Discord is just talking about that. Let me put this chart over here. Yeah, Tesla's running out of time right here. It's looking good though. Spike, good reaction off the support area again. One of my babies pissed. Yeah, Tesla breaks and closes above the trend line in 242. It does that little mix up right there. That looks good. Trump, we can't be expected to carry Canada, he just said. I want to get some Tesla calls before I jump off. I do have to jump off though. Appreciate you guys hanging out today. Alanger came on, just crushed it with Boeing before the news came out. Made some money off his calls twice. So looks like some people were in for that whole freaking news still. So the time frame is it 10-minute? Yeah. 15-minute looks good. I think we can 5-minute squeeze trying. I mean, it's got about an hour before I would say she has no choice. Trump says there will be flexibility on tariffs. All right, Trump just said the T word. I'm done. I'm gone. Done for the day. Trump said the T word. I'm gone. Thoughts on SPY? Stay the fuck away. I mean, Trump's talking right now. He just said the T word. It's looking pumpy off the support. And we're back up here. I like Tesla more than anything. Watch for a breaking base above this trend line in 242. 245 0 DTE calls are at $95. If they get a push to even that previous candle high up here, they'll rip about 35-40%. Previous highs this morning puts them at freaking like 165% from this point, 175%. So just watch Tesla right here. It's in a 5-minute squeeze, looking good on this bullish pennant. If we can get a break in base above 242, looks good. Just watch for SPY and Qs if they can also break and hold above their EMAs in this resistance. If they can do that, then market looks pretty good for a potential move up there. Sometimes Tesla likes to act alone anyways. So VIX coming down. Here goes Tesla. Here goes Teslers. Watch it. Watch the Teslas. One of my kids is screaming. That's why I put it on mute. But watch Tesla. All right, I gotta go give these kiddos some lunch. I'm gonna get some lunch myself, put them down for a nap, and my son is getting his first haircut today. So that's going to be exciting. This man's got he's got some long skater boy freaking curly hair. Like his hair is longer than our daughter's, which is insane. I have no idea why he has this full head of hair as a baby. It's insane. Spy popping. Brand new whip just hopped in. Trump just said something about Tesla. Those calls are pushing. That's 245s. They're pushing. Pushing. Right when I was just about to do a closing statement and get off. Spy back above the resistance. Oh, Mountain Man grabbed those Teslas for fun a little bit ago at 45%, 47%. Nice. Those 245s from 95, they're at a $1.10 right here. Spy just freaking hit that support, bounce straight back up. Tesla's above the 242. Now you want to see that hold and take it higher. So let's see what happens there. But I am shutting it down. Appreciate everyone hanging out on here today. About 4,700 people just chilling. Fun Friday. I mean, not really for Spy. Hasn't really even done much just yet. I think we're going to see a big move on the back half of the day. So watch the last 2 hours around 2 3 p.m. Eastern. I think we can see a decent move on Spy. Watch Tesla. VIX is underneath 20. Valdez looking like it's trying to pop up a little bit here. The tick just ripped. ADD is pushing higher. So Spy, nice pop. But rolling to lunchtime here. So I'm going to go get something to eat. Appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to drop an announcement later. Actually, here, I'm going to go ahead and drop it now. Hold on. Those Tesla calls are $1.20 here. – 30% on those Teslas. %40 on those Teslas. Mountain Man's up 90% in the Discord. All right. Just sent a tweet out. All right. Just sent a tweet out. Oh, Tesla. Oh, Tesla. Told you she looked good. Contracts at 140 here. 40%. Spy right back to that same resistance. All right. All right. I just sent a tweet out. All right. So if everybody here on the live stream can do me a favor, you can go over to my X profile. If you can just give a like and a retweet to the most recent tweet that I just sent out. Okay. So, what if there was a 3-in-1 education class that covered credit spreads for option selling? It covered futures trading for our futures traders and also covered all the day to day strategies and everything for normal options buying for day trading, swing trading, stuff like that. What if options selling, options buying, futures trading, all three of those, I put together a education class, okay, with two other guys. Okay, so there's three of us. So it's three of us. We're going to be covering all three topics. Okay. We do one topic each weekend. Okay. Every Saturday, we go sit down, we teach. Someone's going to teach everything on the option selling one weekend. Next weekend, we're going to do futures. Next weekend, then we do the options buying. Or maybe, that teacher can do all three in their one session, right? Just talk about their strategies on how they trade futures, how they do credit spreads, or just trade options, all like together, right? So what if there was one class, right, where one education class we can put together to cover all three things, meet everything? Because I teach my mastermind all the time, and people are like, when are you going to do it on futures, or when are you going to do it on credit spreads? So I'm thinking, what if I put together something called the trifecta? Okay, we're going to hit all three freaking things, all three different styles and strategies of trading the stock market, in which we do every day on futures, right? Myself with Jordan, with Knots, with Mabel, Mikey, all the other guys on there, right? We all talk about the things that we trade and call out, and it's always the same three, right? Just normal options trading, right? Option selling for the credit spreads, and then futures guy talking about NQ, ES, and all that stuff. So what if I just put together a class, a 3-in-1, and we get all three things done with myself and two other guys, and just make an amazing freaking course covering all three of those things. So, been thinking about this for a while. I didn't want to, do 1 month, do a mastermind on this, and then another month wait it, and then do another one on options trading or on option selling, do the credit spreads, and then the next month then do one on futures. I'm like, man, what if I just get a team together and we can just do a 3-in-1, and each of us just take a Saturday to go over and how we trade all three styles of trading to meet everybody's needs all at once, or that want to learn, how to trade credit spreads and the strategies that we used to do that while normal option trading every day, or how to, how to trade ES and NQ, right, for futures while we're also day trading, spying QQQ options, right? Because that's what I do. I'll be trading Tesla, Amazon, whatever it is, but then like this morning, I'll take a trade on MNQ, right? So then I'll trade futures, and just covering the styles on how I can do both, and trade all my accounts, trade my margin account for credit spreads, trade my cash accounts for buying normal options on SPY, Qs, Tesla, Amazon, and then also trade my futures account. Doing all three different things every single day, depending on how the market is moving. Sometimes it's best to do a credit spread versus trading SPY and Q options because the market's chopping or something like that, right? If I want to scalp between level to level, zone to zone, or off EMAs, then I'll usually do futures. Tesla getting a nice push here. So thinking about putting that together. And if everyone could please just go to that tweet, give it a like, retweet, comment, something, would greatly appreciate it. Tesla pushing up here. SPY is ripping. Affirm still chopping sideways. Calls are still green. Just checked them. It's up about 11% after the 18 trim. %50 on Tesla. $60 on Tesla. 70% on Tesla. New high a day. What a freaking ripper! Mountain Man's almost up 200%. He's up 172% right now on the Teslas. All right. Appreciate you guys. I'm jumping off here. Yeah. My son's getting his haircut, so I'm gonna go jump off, give them some lunch, get some lunch. 5,000 people in here. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, if you guys want to come hang out with myself and 9 other amazing analysts where I live stream and live trade every single day, and share everything that I do within my alert channel in there, come check and hang us out. I had an amazing week. That's why I'm just chilling really today on Friday. We crushed the banks, was in bank calls on Monday, swung them, exited majority almost the same day. Swung quarter position for FOMC, and then go look at FOMC for BAC, JPM, and Morgan Stanley. All three of those started to freaking really go. And then crushed freaking yesterday with Amazon and IWM. Absolutely amazing. So took a loss on SPY a little bit ago, earlier this morning. Made double that back with MNQ longs for the first push of the day. A Langer freaking crushed it, made a couple hundred from Boeing, and then Tesla right here is freaking ripping. So as you can tell, kids need me. Love you guys. Catch you tomorrow, or catch you on Monday. Yes, yeah, premium Discord. That's where I live stream every single day, Monday through Thursday, just like this. But obviously actively trading and doing all my normal stuff. So I'm in there every single day. So appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend.